In this explainer, we're going to break down the key differences between the React library and the Next.js framework. We'll get past the surface level stuff to really help you figure out which tool is the right one for your next project. All right, let's dive right in by making sure we're all on the same page about what React actually is. I know it's a starting point for so many of us, but it's absolutely crucial to remember its specific role in the whole application stack. So, straight from the creators, React is specifically a library for building the UI, the part your users actually see and click on. It is incredibly powerful for managing that view layer of an app, but that's really where its job is designed to end. But here's the catch. Because it's just a library, when you want to build a full application, you basically become a systems integrator. You end up spending a ton of time hunting down, adding, and configuring all these other critical pieces yourself. Things like routing, bundling, you name it, just to get a project ready for production. And that whole integration headache, well, that is precisely the problem Next.js was built to solve. It's important to remember it's not a replacement for React. Think of it as a powerful framework built on top of React that gives you a structured, opinionated way to build complete applications right out of the box. So the crucial point here is really a shift in philosophy. With plain React, you get total flexibility, but that also comes with the burden of making a million choices and configurations. With Next.js, you're getting an integrated, batteries-included system where the big architectural decisions have already been made and optimized for you. This sentiment right here really captures that aha moment that so many developers have. It's that feeling when you realize you can stop spending all your energy on project setup and boilerplate and just focus on what you actually want to build. And this is a perfect example of what's included right out of the box. File-based routing, just create a file in a folder and boom, your route is live. API routes, they let your front-end and back-end logic live together in the same project. And all those performance tweaks like code splitting and image optimization, they're built in, not something you have to add on later. Now, to really get the difference between a standard React app and a Next.js app, we have to get into the weeds of how they actually render content. This right here is where the biggest and most important architectural split happens. This table really highlights the trade-off, doesn't it? Client-side rendering, which is typical for a Create React app setup, sends a nearly empty HTML file and a big JavaScript bundle. That means a slower initial load. On the flip side, server-side rendering, a cornerstone of Next.js, sends a fully rendered HTML page. The result's a much faster initial load and way better SEO. But the story doesn't stop there. With SSR, the browser still has to hydrate that static HTML by attaching all the JavaScript to make it interactive, and that's a performance cost that Next.js is designed to manage really well. And honestly, this is the key takeaway. Next.js doesn't just let you do server-side rendering, its architecture is built around it, plus other modern patterns like static site generation. It gives you the power to actually choose the best rendering strategy for each page individually. Okay, so let's switch gears and look at the practical side of things. How different is the developer experience when you're just firing up a new project? The setup process itself tells a huge story. Look at the contrast. For Next.js, it's one single command and you've got routing, TypeScript, and linting all set up and ready to go. With a vanilla React project, running that first command is really just the beginning of a multi-step configuration process. You hear this advice from experienced developers all the time, and it's pretty much unanimous. Master the fundamentals of React first. Really get your head around state, props, hooks, and components. Then, you can leverage a framework like Next.js to apply those skills in a structured, scalable, and production-ready environment. Now, this is interesting. Despite all the extra features in Next.js, the onboarding time for a new dev joining a team is pretty comparable. Why? Well, with a vanilla React project, a new developer has to learn that specific team's custom architecture. With Next.js, they just learn the framework's conventions. And because Next.js is so structured, that consistency often makes it easier for new people to find their way around and start contributing faster. So after all that, how do you actually make the final call? It's never about which one is better in a vacuum. It's always about which one is the better tool for the specific job you have to do. This matrix really helps frame that choice. Let's say you're building a super interactive, client-heavy dashboard that lives behind a login. SEO is completely irrelevant. In that case, vanilla React is a fantastic, flexible choice. But for an e-commerce site, a marketing page, or any full-stack app where performance and showing up on Google are critical, Next.js is literally purpose-built to knock that out of the park.
So ultimately, the choice really boils down to this. React gives you the what, the powerful building blocks for creating a user interface. Next.js gives you the how, the architectural blueprint for actually building a complete, high-performance and scalable web application with those same blocks.